All right, guys, so I'm a new face. You may have seen a little bit about me, but me and Matt really wanted to sit down, well, stand up actually, and just have some real raw talk, no podcast, no special stuff. I mean, just sit here in the moment and talk about the off season, about weightlifting, getting in shape, and being the best version of you. So a little bit about me. Super skinny kid, graduated high school at like 6'2", 135, like no joke.
Right.
Kid you not. And now I'm like 6'3", 210, 215, but it's a long road, and we've talked about it over and over, but it just feels like not enough kids are lifting weights and trying to focus on that part of it. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. In the same boat. In high school, I couldn't gain a pound.
Yeah.
Trying to eat everything, taking all the shakes and working out. But like you mentioned earlier, the guys that are playing baseball at the next level, they're strong.
Yeah.
You know, they're working out. And sometimes it's hard for kids late when they try to catch up.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I think right now we got so many great things happening over here. You know, a lot of the younger kids are wanting to sign up. You guys see how good it is here, right? I mean, just the success we have as teams, the success we have with the signees, like that is not a coincidence. Like they're around the right people, with the right people, and at this point now, we want to make this a program where people just grow, not only as individuals, but as ball players, both athletically, strength-wise, like that is the goal. So our biggest thing is just trying to focus a little more on how do I get stronger? Because like Matt said, and he's seen it firsthand, like, I mean, have you seen Spencer Strider's quads? Like that didn't come because he was born that way. You know, these guys squat 400, 500, 600 pounds in the off season for the thrill. And that's just what they do. So, you know, the biggest thing I always see, and I know you've said it as a kid too, I eat all the time. You know, mom and dad say, oh, he eats all the time. He eats all the time. Like, I don't think enough parents and kids understand that, like, that is not the case. You have to genuinely start to track stuff. You got to get some accountability, and you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
And so our biggest thing is trying to focus more on figuring that stuff out. And just so you're aware of what I do, like I am a fitness coach. I focus a lot on those skinny kids that need to grow, but also just getting in shape in general. I was a former athlete, D2, nothing special, but you know, we've come a long way. We've done a lot of things, and we just feel like it's time to start helping a little deeper. So, I mean, tell me about that struggle you used to have trying to find time to eat all the time as a baseball player, you know, because it's tough.
Right, and the high metabolism, which we, you know, unfortunately as we get older, we lose that. But younger, the metabolism being so high, not being able to gain the weight, but also not eating the right type of food. And that's something where we think you can benefit these players that are putting in the work, not eating right, and then also some guys that need to eat right and put in more work.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, it's about getting stronger. You know, it's changed a lot. Even when I was younger, baseball players were taught, you know, you don't lift as much as like football and stuff. And now we've seen how that has changed, and you know, the strength and flexibility along with the diet. We're excited to have you implement that and get these kids ready to go.
Absolutely. And yeah, to touch on that, like you said, there's off season, there's in season, but even in season, these kids should be lifting just as much. You know, obviously there's limits, but we have to focus more on the physical aspect, because you're right. I mean, you don't see small pro players, you don't see small college kids, and every kid that I've ever worked with that went D1, went D2, I mean, I've met pro players, worked with them, just fortunate enough, but like they're told first thing when they walk in the door, we're putting 20 pounds on you.
Right.
You know, it's just
that freshman red shirt year.
Yes, that whole red shirt
speaking
year.
of Charlie Condon, who just went first round at the University of Georgia.
Yep.
He was a red shirt freshman, and they put on 20 pounds and got stronger.
Yeah.
And you'll see the college and the pro guys here this winter right there in that weight room. You know, they'll be squatting the weight you're talking about and doing the type of workouts where if you want to compete at that level, that's what you have to do.
Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot of genetic, just gifted people out there that can just show up, throw a baseball 92 miles an hour and call it a day.
Right.
Even 92 doesn't do much for you anymore. It's crazy.
Right.
So to be able to get ahead of the curve when you're, you know, you can start lifting weights and working out when you're young, but to really focus on the diet and that big time strength aspect, you know, 13, 12, if you're a little more gifted, but like that's the focus. Like we're trying to put our kids here ahead of the curve. Like that's what we want to do. And you know, have an actual off season, focus on the food, focus on the weight, and then be ready to rock and roll and make everything that much easier when you get there.
Yep.
Right. So, you know, I'm going to shamelessly plug myself because that was the whole point. So, you know, if you need more information, you can go on to Instagram. It's Colton _Allison. And I mean, I have a blueprint. Like, you want the free guide to how you can help your son gain weight, I've got it. I'll send it right over. Matt's going to put my number in this. You can access me through the facility information online. Like, there are a lot of different ways that you can contact us in order to see what it's all about. It's a full program. We're going to help your kid in every single way we can. It's tailored to your son. There is no cookie cutter stuff here. We do not do that. Nothing's been cookie cutter yet. We are very serious about the growth of your child, both as a man, as an athlete, and just strength-wise. Like, we want the best versions because it makes us look better. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And at the end of the day, that's what we want to do, is to help kids reach their goals.
Yep.
And no matter how much baseball-specific work you're doing, you need to be getting stronger, and that's the nature that we live in. From high school to college, and a lot of guys are working out on their own.
Yep.
You have a lot of guys that are taking weightlifting in high school, and that's great. But what we need to do is we need to supplement that in a way that's going to catapult them to where they need to be.
Absolutely. I think working out every day is great, but if you don't know what you're working out or why you're working it out, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you can lift weights, but every weightlifting coach in school, every video you see online, or like it's all bodybuilding type lifting. It's not making you a better athlete. Like, we want to focus like on the athlete, and it doesn't matter what sport you play, really. We just have to work on those core fundamentals, the back, the legs, the hips.
Right.
I mean, everything grows, but we got to focus on things that make us more athletic.
Yep. Absolutely. And I think, like you said, that tailoring it to each individual. If a kid, a lot of kids need a more serious program, but if a kid already has a serious program, we have some great high school coaches that are doing stuff. You can tailor stuff to them specifically.
Absolutely. So, I mean, like we talked about, we're here for your kid. We want to help. There's no cookie cutter stuff here whatsoever. So if you want to hear some more information, you can go on Instagram, Colton_Allison. Go visit Complete Games Instagram. We're very in touch there. Or just come visit, call, look online. Like, there are a lot of avenues to where you can get more information. Free information. It doesn't even matter. We'll sit down with your son, we'll sit down with you, and we'll talk about exactly how we can help make your child the best they can be. Because that's the goal. We want athletes here, and we want your son to be able to go to levels we never could.
Yeah.
That's definitely my goal, and I wish I got to that level, but here we are. So we want to help you do everything you can. So by all means, reach out, hear about what we can do for you, and let's knock it out, because at the end of the day, Complete Game's growing, and we want you to grow with us. All right?
Thanks, Colton. Appreciate it, man.
Yep.
Have a good one.